Hi everyone! Today we are going to be styling this Bratz doll's hair from my Bratz Instagram. We will be doing a curls first and then we'll go from there and see where we go. My dad built me this Bratz stand so that I could style my doll's hair, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we'll be starting out with some rollers and just doing a roller set on her. So some things we'll definitely need some hairspray. We have the Tresemme Extra Hold hairspray right here. It's a little mini can. You'll need some straws. I'm using jumbo straws because I think that they're going to give the curl I want. I have some pre-cut already from using them because they're reusable, so don't waste them. I have some pre-cut from last time I did a doll, so we'll use those. We will need some bobby pins, so we've got some bobby pins right here. Those will help hold the rollers in while we foil wash the hair. You may also need a comb or a edge brush with a comb on the end. Or I have a wide tooth comb as well. We'll see which ones we really need. We might need some scissors, so I have some hair scissors here that we can use. And we also have some clips in case I need to separate any sections. And last but not least, you will need a net. So I have the net here. It is a smaller net so that it fits on the Bratz doll's head. So first things first, we're going to put the rollers in and then we're going to style. So what we're going to do is take one of my pre-cut rollers and we will section her off. So let's start on the bottom. I normally with my wigs start on the top, but I think it'll be easier for the Bratz doll if I try it, and if I show you all, if I try it this way. So you'll wrap her hair around, clip it in place so it stays. Don't be afraid to use multiple clips. The more secure the bun is, the better. So that's that. And let's start rolling. So we'll take a pin, a bobby pin, and we'll take a section about this wide, I would say. Just about this thickness. You're going to go to the bottom. And you're going to wrap. Basically, you're going to do it just like you do a wig. You're going to roll it up. And then we're just going to, instead of pinning into the wig, I'm going to take this. And I'm going to do this. There. We have one roller in. Let me go this way and show you one so that I can show you without my hand being in the way. So we're going to take another roller. And a bobby pin. And what you're going to do is, if we take this little section here, I'll do this side now. If you take this much of a section, you're going to comb through it kind of with your fingers, wrap it around, wrap the end around and pull it down like that. So the end is kind of at the very bottom. And as you're doing that, you're going to want to make sure we can do it like this. You're going to want to wrap it around and then kind of tuck it up into place like that, sort of. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's all going to get wrapped in and we can always trim it later. Then you just start rolling like this. You want to make sure that the end gets tucked up. The ends, those little ends that were sticking up, get tucked in so that they kind of stay in place and curl as well. And then we'll take the pin here and push it through so it holds the curl in place like that. So basically that's how you do that. And yeah, now that you have that, you're going to do the whole rest of the row and then move on. We'll show you in the next section. So something cool I've been noticing about Bratz is that there's a lot more adult collectors now than there were when I originally started in the Bratz fandom. So I was in the Bratz fandom when Flickr was still a thing. Oh my god, thinking about that is wild. And I've always loved Bratz. I did take a little break from Bratz and dolls just because drag was taking off and it was my focus for the moment. But now that we're back and we're able to balance both, it's pretty cool. Being on the Flickr community was wild because I was around when Sugar and Spice were on before Drag Race. We had Claudina was on there, one of my good Judies. We had Max Perez. We had Maxi Rainbow was a Flickr person for a while. there was a lot of us that were like doll photographers in the world. It was cool because we did a lot more competitions, which was nice. I really enjoyed that because it pushed my creativity. And that's something I think we're missing from the doll community right now, is the photo shoot creativity. Everybody's just collecting, and which is great and all. I just think there needs to be more competitions brought back. I think something we're missing is like the fun and the creativeness with the Bratz and the dolls and general community. And I think that's something that could be fixed. It's not over yet. I think now that we're getting a lot more dolls that people are interested in, and there's a lot more adults involved in the community, I think it's really cool, and I think it would be really great if they brought back, like, I don't know, like Bratz Next Top Models and stuff like that. I know there's a few out there, but I don't think there's enough that like everybody can enter. So I think it would just be really cool to have that challenge, and like all the collectors get to face off and do different themes and different games, and like even if we brought back some of the role-playing competitions that Max, or your boy Max, did, basically what they were like, you do the photo shoot challenges, but you would also have to go on like a Discord server and like, I guess it was like Discord, but I don't really remember what it was called. And you would like role-play as your character, and you would use GIFs and like all different sorts of other things, like to be your reaction pictures, and like it was really, really fun, and it was really, really cool. But it kind of died down once like the community slowed down with competitions, which makes me a little sad. As an adult, we sometimes forget that like creativity is just as important to adults as it is kids. Kids are really like imaginative and creative, and we lose that over the years. And I think it's really important to find our inner child. So I don't know, I'm very excited to be having dolls again. So now that we've done the whole first section, we're going to take down the bun, and we'll just kind of guesstimate where we want to part, just so we get another section. Okay, and then we'll do the little twist, 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 and like kind of bun it up like a ballerina bun, but not as clean, obviously. Theirs are always very clean and crisp. And then we'll take the clip, put it through. We'll take the other clip just to get it out of the way. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we can do the rollers again as well. There we go. Okay, so once we're doing the next section, we're gonna just do the exact same thing again. Roller set it and move on to the next. I'm gonna put all the rollers in, and then I will be back to show you what the next step is. So basically, now that we have all the rollers in place, we are going to go over to the microwave, or you can use a boiling pot of water. Basically, we're going to take some boiling water and keep it on the stand and just pour it over the heads, because if you don't keep it on the stand, it'll fill with water and shrink. I learned that the hard way. So let's go do that. So here we are. We're setting the timer for 5 minutes, and we're going to let that water that I put in this mug boil for 5 minutes, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so now that we've boiled the water for 5 minutes, we're just gonna dump the hot boiling water, not off the sink, but over the sink, onto her head, onto the rollers. If you feel like you didn't get enough of them wet, you can always do another round of water. So you put the boiling water on, you can use cold water and dump that over, or you could put her in the freezer and let her freeze, or the fridge or freezer, and let her cool off for a little bit. But I prefer to use the cold water and dump that over after I do the boiling water. We'll be right back with the styling. Okay, and we're back. So basically it's been a whole day since I did the rollers and boil washed them. So I've taken them out, I've let them dry, taken them out, and just let them fall where they naturally fall. Now it's the fun part, styling. So the first step I like to do with any sort of curl pattern is just kind of comb through it and make it a little more neat. I don't like it to be as like super loose and messy. I kind of like it to form a shape before I style, so I know what I'm kind of working with. So I'm just going to take that wide tooth comb I talked about earlier, and we're going to comb through all of it just to kind of loosen up the curls a little bit. See how it's already giving it a little bit more shape to the face. It's not as, like, that's all loose and messy, but this kind of looks Farrah Fawcett-y or like blowouty over here. So we're just going to keep combing through until all of it is done and it's kind of formed a section. We'll do the same thing on the other side. We'll just kind of comb through the ends. We can always trim pieces out later that need to be trimmed. We're going to comb through these ends of the Fashion Pixie Stasha's hair. We'll have to trim that piece later. But right now we're just trying to form some shapes so that I can do a style with her. Okay, so that's pretty much as good as that's gonna get. We've got the bang piece here, this piece here. So my plan of action now is to make her look cool. So basically what I want to do is make sure she has some volume, but also has kind of a flowy feel to it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get down so you can kind of see a little better with my hands, not being in the way. We're gonna take her bang piece. So she has this like big section of bang. I kind of want to give her like 90s supermodel hair. So we're gonna slick that across on the front like that and grab this piece, a smaller section on the other side like that, and we're gonna meet them in the back just so that it kind of forms, oh, if you can see, like that. We want to clean it up a little bit, but that might need to go the other way. But that's kind of the vibe we're going for. So you're going to take those sections that we just pulled, you're going to go around back, because it's kind of like a 90s supermodel hair is what I'm going for her. And we're just going to take a clear elastic, which I said we might need in the beginning, and I was right. You're going to go back behind the ears in case we want to wear earrings. And basically tie it so it stays in place. I'm going to do that off camera and be right back. Okay, so as you can see, we secured the bang piece, and what I'm going to do now is cover her face. Just take a little bit of my Tresemme. We can always clean her face off later. But just let that set in so that it sets the side and the slicked back bang piece right. So we're going for a 90s supermodel look, which is essentially what we're going to do. I kind of need some height to it to make sure that it looks glamorous but also looks 90s supermodels. So what I'm thinking is like some sort of like short curly updo piece. So I'm going to figure that out off camera and I'll be back. Okay, so now that I put her hair up in like a half pony and I brushed through the curls with some hairspray, I've just stuck her in a neck to solidify the final style and just keep it all together and form it together. We're going to let her dry under that for a few hours maybe, a few minutes, I don't really know yet. And then I'm going to pop her on her outfit and we'll do some pictures and videos at the end. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As I said earlier, I'm Passion for Fashion Boy on Instagram and YouTube. Please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye!